me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that.
It feels so nice. I can keep my jacket on and everything. I don't get out much.
And when you do, it's just like, and when you do, it's all over.
Oh, it's not safe for anybody here behind.
You can start.
Well,
I don't think anybody else is coming.
yeah.
Or tropical storms or hurricanes.
I'll give you a run.
All I ever really needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. American author Robert Fulghum. To all of you, my friends and family joining us in person or in live stream, Shabbat Shalom, and thank you. I invite Nikki Daly to light our Shabbos candles and truly kindle the start of Shabbat as we rise and turn to page 120 of our prayer books or page 1 of Satellite Siddur for those of us joining by live stream.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and lives. Let's continue reading together. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Barakatah Adonai Eloheinu melech sorry, my Hebrew's
okay.
bad. Asher Kaddish nu b'mitzvatav v'yetzveinenu lehedlik ner shel Shabbat. And then in English, blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
You may be seated. Let's turn to the middle of page 124 of our prayer books, and we'll read responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hope to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. For all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We continue on page 128 and page 1. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
May these Shabbat hours of rest and renewal, now begun, open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise for us all.
Continue on page 142 with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bacham l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Tzidchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. And we continue responsively with the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divarach yir'utei, ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'yomechon, u'v'chaye d'kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עולמיה, יתברך, יתברך, וישתבח, vipar vitromam, vidnase, vidanar, vidale, vidalal, shemeda kudasha, berichu, leila min kol mirchata, v'shirata, tush bechata, v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, ve'imru, amen. As we turn to pages 146 and 103, we rise for the responsive Baruch. Baruch et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed.
Please turn to the top of page 149 of your prayer book. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Together, creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai haborari v'aravim.
Amen. Let's now turn to the bottom of page 150 of our prayer book, and we'll read together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our day. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ub'chol nafshecha ub'chol me'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Let's turn to the top of page 157 of our prayer book, or page 4 in the satellite Siddur. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we are taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that where we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. Together, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai la lai. Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai. Yai lai la lai 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 la lai. Yai la lai lai yai la lai la lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedam b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. מלכותך רעובנך, בוקר ים לפני משה מרים, זלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai la lai. Yai la lai lai. Yai lai 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 lai.
Let's turn to the middle of page 161, page 5 in the satellite Siddur. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Together, watch over us as we go forth, prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם בריד עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם בריד עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם בריד עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם בריד עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם בריד עולם.
So, in line with tradition here at JCMI, on the first Friday of each month, we celebrate the birthdays and anniversaries of our members. So please stand, and I know there's a couple of you out there, when your name is called so that you may be recognized for your celebration. JCMI members who are celebrating a birthday this month are Lauren Wintry, Barbara Schwartz, Mary Pinto, Tony Ann Alter, Robert Melman, Sandra Heckler, Alan Daroff, Natalie Klein, Linda Reitzes, Stan Elliker, John Reiches, Carolyn Gurr, Erwin Russoff. And those members who are celebrating anniversaries this month are Stan and Esta Elliker, and Keith and Tony Ann Alter, Bert and Joan Thompson, Jonathan and Heather Greenfield, Mark and Susan Schumann, Eugene and Dolores Siegel, Charles and Maxine Shapiro, George and Esty Cartman, Frank and Beth Weinberg, Ray and Jane Bergman, Erwin and Frada Rosoff. See, I told you we'd had a lot out there. So please join Cantor in singing the Shehekiano.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, and I can honestly say that 50% of our congregation was rising tonight. Please rise as we turn to page 164 in our prayer books, page 6 in the Satellite Siddur, for the Tefillah, the central core of our service. We will read or say whatever is in your heart silently through page 179. Please be seated when you are done, and we will come back together at the bottom of page 180 once everyone is seated.
Ose Shalom b'marav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom b'marav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom b'marav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom b'marav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. It's that time of month where we celebrate yet another new month, this month being Av. So if you turn to page 254, and you'll join me in the English when I'm through with the Hebrew. Rosh Chodesh Av yeh b'yom sheni haba aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael l'tova. Yechad shehu hakadosh baruch aleinu ve'al kol amo beit Yisrael l'chaim u'l'shalom l'sason u'l'simcha l'yeshua u'l'nechama v'nomar amen. And together near the bottom of the page, our God and God of our fathers and mothers, on this first day of the new month of Av, be mindful of us and all your people, Israel, for good, for love, for compassion, life and peace. Remember us for well-being. Visit us with blessing.
Amen.
Help us to a fuller life.
Amen. Please turn to the middle of page 371 of your prayer book, page 8 in the Satellite Siddur. The Misha Berach prayer is for those who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, healing of spirit. JCMI members for whom our prayers have been asked: Leah Jacobson, Joan Thompson, Bert Thompson, Bert Posner, Arthur Doxer, and Art. It is great seeing you here this evening. Thank you for joining us. Frada Rosov, Stephen Roberts, Irv Pavlow, Marvin Klein, Roberta Schwartz, Jane Barron, Mary Pinto, George and Esty Cartman, Joanne Blau. JC, my friends and extended family for whom our prayers have been asked: Ron Derome, Dave Gordon, Albert Bierman, Robert D'Onofrio, Talora Bat Shara, Morgan Frazier, Ann Corbin, Joe Schraderer, Nick Hewitson, John Vernon, Jill Birch, Stan Klein, Chyla Monasterio, Julie Fitzgerald, Susan Donahue, Margaret Gallivan, Deborah Posner, Alexandra Zito, Ruth Ellen Ludoff, Tommy DiLorenzo, Jeff Hershenson, Pamela Michael, Gary Singer. Please raise your hand if you would like to add any additional names. Linda?
Valerie Becker.
Any other names? Please join here, Cantor Harry in singing the Misha Berach prayer.
On the middle of page 371. Mi sheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May a source of strength, oh, bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So I invite Arthur Doxer for tonight's Kiddush and Hamotzi. Jonathan, if you wouldn't mind giving Arth a hand, as we rise and turn to page 123 of our prayer book, page 8 in the satellite Siddur. Take your time there, Art.
Old or young, you're a sight for sore eyes, Arthur.
I got it. Just grab that. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Gotta grow some hair.
Yes. Recite the blessing in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagofen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kodeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'havanu Shabbat kodesha b'ahava uvkol uvtzon uvkorin.
To the bottom, I read this part.
Yeah, that's what
Sing
I'm
the
reading.
rest.
That's what I'm trying to read.
Okay.
My eye wants to close and jump the line. Ki hu yom hat tihila v'hamat kodesh zecher v'tziat mitzrayim ki vano v'hata v'yotano kidashta mekol hashamim v'shabbat kodsha v'ahava v'ratzon hikaltano. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Drink up.
L'chaim.
So Art, if you wouldn't want to scooch around front there and assist with slicing the challah, thank you.
With the new
Beth.
knife.
New knife.
Would you
Yeah.
like me to do this for you?
Sure. Why don't you?
Thank you, Beth.
Is it cut better?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech
Cut
haolam
better than that.
hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. And Miss Nikki, all the very, very, very best blessings as you desert us.
You want a hand getting back? There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Come on back down. Grab your toys and come on down. The Shabbat, we have a double hitter, Matot and Masa'eh, being delivered by a single hitter. Jonathan, come on down, please. Thank you.
It's only fair, Marseille. Sounds like we're in France for the Olympics. Spelled a little differently. Yeah, right. Okay, the Parsha is Mahat and Mas'eh, Numbers 30.2 to 36.3. This is actually 2 combined. The name of the Parsha, Matat, means tribes, and it is found in Numbers 30:2. The word for tribe, marah, is a close relative to the Hebrew word matah, or rod or staff. Rods were often used as a symbol of leadership. Every Israelite's chieftain had a special rod. The name Mas'eh means journeys, and it is found in Numbers 33:1. Moses conveys the laws governing the annulment of vows to the heads of the tribes of Israel. If a man makes a vow to Adonai, he shall not break his pledge. He must carry out all that he has crossed his lips. If a woman makes a vow to Adonai while she is still young and still in her father's household, then her father learns of the vow and does not object, all her vows shall stand. But if her father cancels it on the day he finds out, none of her vows shall stand. Adonai shall forgive her, since her father canceled it. Should a husband or father be allowed to cancel a woman's vow? A little bit of woman's lib there. There is actually a very good reason. While a young woman still lived at home, her father was responsible for her. If she failed to keep the vow, her father was punished. When a woman married, her husband became responsible. He was punished if she failed to keep her vow. For that reason, a husband or father had the right to cancel a woman's vow as soon as he heard it. On the other hand, if he did not cancel it, the vow stood and had to be kept by the woman. If she failed it, it was her husband or father who was punished. He had his chance to prevent this, but he didn't. In the case of divorce or a widowed woman, the vow she made, she had to keep. She was responsible for herself. Was this the beginning of women's libs? You certainly did not want to make a vow haphazardly. Vowing was so much a part of living together and trusting each other that the laws of vows had to be fiercely enforced. Adonai put the chieftains in charge of enforcing vows. The Bible tells us a sad legend of Jephthah, who wanted to wage war against the Amalekites. He prayed to Adonai that, if you deliver me victory, that whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me on my safe return home shall, by Adonai, safe return home shall be Adonai's and shall be offered to me as a burnt offering. He and his army defeated the Amalekites, but when Jephthah returned home, his daughter came out of the front door to greet him. Suddenly he regretted his vow. She was his only child, and he had promised to sacrifice her. When she heard of his vow, she agreed to be sacrificed. It is said that the young women of Israel spent 4 days each year mourning Jephthah's daughter. The Bible tells us this sad legend to remind us how careful we must think before making a vow. In Masa'eh, the marches or boundaries is called, the 42 journeys and encampments of Israel are listed. If you remember when they left Egypt, there were 42 different places that they lived and encamped and then moved on. From the exodus of Egypt to their encampment on the plains of Moab across the river from the land of Canaan. The boundaries of the promised land are given, and the cities of refuge are designated as havens and places of exile for inadvertent murders. War is waged against Midianites for their role in plotting the moral destruction of Israel, and the Torah gives a detailed account of the war spoils and how they were allocated amongst the people. The warriors and the Levites even got property, and the high priests. The tribes of Reuben and Gad, later joined by half the tribes of Manasseh, asked for lands east of Jordan as their portion in the promised land, these being prime pasture lands for their cattle. Moses is initially angered by the request, but subsequently agrees on the condition that they first join and lead in Israel's conquest of the lands west of the Jordan. At the Jordan River near Jericho, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelites people, and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, you shall unseat all who live in the land. You shall destroy all their idols. You shall destroy all their images, and you shall destroy all of their places of worship. You shall take the land and settle it, for I have assigned the land to you. But if you do not remove the inhabitants of the land, those you allow to remain shall be stings in your eye and thorns in your side, and they shall trouble you and your land, so that I will do to you what I plan to do to them." Does this sound familiar? Look at what we have today with the West Bank, Gaza, and Hamas. Had they done this, maybe we wouldn't have this problem. The boundaries of Israel are given: north, south, east, and west. Very similar to what were the boundaries of the British when they left. Moses reminds the Israelites that the land will be divided by lots. He names those who will be in charge of this. All the names are new except Joshua and Caleb. So we find that old generations had died out, leaving only the 2 scouts who spoke well of Canaan and were rewarded by being allowed to enter the promised land. Even the Levites were given land. 6 of those places would be towns of refuge, places where a person who killed someone by accident could be safe. In those days, if a person killed another, even by accident, the relatives of the dead person were to avenge his or her murder. Anyone who killed out of hate on purpose is a murderer. These people were put to death. But if it was accidental, then that person could go to the city of refuge to avoid revenge killings. This did not totally stop revenge, but it helped by allowing time to pass and anger to cool. If there was any doubt, the local community must decide with a trial. There needs to be witnesses, but the testimony of a single person is not enough. Throughout the Torah, blood is the sign and the special gift of God. Because it is the stuff of life, blood separates men from women. Women produced it. Men may touch it only when absolutely necessary. Maybe this is where some of the kashrut laws come from. The book of Numbers ends by telling how the case of the daughters of Zelophehad is finally settled. These were the sisters who because there were no male siblings in their family, could not inherit land. But the daughters proved righteous. They all married sons of their uncles, so their shares of land would remain within the tribe of Manasseh. We have now studied the book of Numbers. As we complete the study of this book, we recite the words, Hazak, Hazak, Vina Hazak. Be strong, and you may be strengthened. It is our way of saying, you have been strong enough to come this far. Continue being strong, for the study of Torah never ends. Good Shabbos.
Jonathan, thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings from our Board of Directors. Tonight's ONEG was coordinated by Mitch Braun, Bob Jarris, Heather Greenfield, Barbara Holtz, Linda Reitzes, and Beth Weinberg. Our ONEG is sponsored by Jonathan and Heather Greenfield in honor of their 60th anniversary. Our lovely flowers are sponsored by Marcia and Nancy Margolis in honor of all their grandchildren. Current details of everything going on in congregational life can be found on our website, in our monthly newsletter, The Messenger, and in the semi-weekly email notifications we send out to the membership. But tonight, I'd like to remind everyone, Monday Night Bingo will return October 7th. Bubby's Bakery will be on Sunday, November 24th. We continue to look for sponsors and volunteers to assist. Sponsorship is $100. The Women's Book Club schedule is on our website. The office is selling memorial yard-side candles if you have a need. Anthony Pinto Jr.'s honey is on sale at the office for $15. A portion of the sale goes to the temple. Do not forget to bring in food for those in our community who are less fortunate when you come on Fridays, or leave a donation in the tzedakah box, and I thank you for that. And now, as we move to the conclusion of tonight's service, I invite to the Bema our final honorees, Beth and Frank. Let us please reopen our prayer books to page 586 and rise together for Elena.
Oh, and just a piece of information, the challah is compliments of Master Chef Bob Jared.
Thank you.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kagoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Please turn to the top of page 593 of your prayer book. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death are all real, and life and death, all real a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love are we confronted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. Tonight, we recite Kaddish for our loved ones who are observing Yahrzeit. Hildy Alvarado, Carl Chuck Baker, Joanne Rubin Doxer, Ella Fields, Bess Green, Arnold Koslow, Samuel Kupperman, William Leff, Cyril Levins, William Lipset, Philip Rosen, Norman Rosenblum, Joseph G. Rubin, Sandra Sachs, Howard L. Silver, Francis Kupperman Weigler. Is there anyone tonight who's observing Shiva, Shaloshim, or Yahrzeit? John? Nathan?
David Schultz.
Art?
Joanne, my wife.
Any? Yep. It's okay. We got her twice. That's good, right? So please rise as we turn to page 598 in our prayer book, page 10 in the satellite Sidor. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chaye dekal beit Yisrael, ba'agala evizman karim v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam l'omei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yiroman v'yitnaseh, V'it hadar, v'it halal, v'it halal, shemei kadisha barichu. La'ela min kal berchasa v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'miran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yakal Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'yakal Yisrael v'imru amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved. And let us say, Amen. To conclude this evening's service, we turn to pages 626 and page 11 for Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chemalkeinu, Mi Chemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.